My family and I, we started talking about kind of looking into other opportunities specifically related to work outside of Canada or more specifically within US because I'm an electrical engineer. I'm in utility sector and I was working for a company there and I felt like, I was not getting much opportunity or rather I'm not getting new exposure and looking at the industry and market broad market in US, I felt that there was a lot more opportunity. There's a lot more that I could still learn and grow in, and that's where we decided that we wanted to move to US. And I looked at it and I said, okay, as a Canadian citizen, I can go route of TN visa where I can temporarily work in US, but it doesn't lead to any permanent residency. The other option was I get an H-1B and then I moved on H-1B and then basically from there I get an employment sponsorship for a green card, which is under either EB2 or EB3 category. Now those options, when I explored more and more into it, I said, had I done that option when I freshly graduated from school back in 2010, that would have been a perfect time. But looking at the timeline now, it looks like the categories have massively gone out of proportion especially for country of birth India. And if I go through that visa category, I'm looking at five to 6 decades before I could even get a green card. And that's when after talking through many different attorneys, six I said, so I decided to go with Anahita George from George and Marzialo as my attorney for my EB5 journey. Um, reason I selected her is I've gone through, pretty much all this interview process and then selection process, and I kind of narrowed down what expertise or what sort of criteria I'm looking for. One particular one was a specialization in EB5. I've gone through her reviews, talking to Anita. I found her expertise and specialization in EB5 with the immigration law were crucial. And I understand her in-depth knowledge of the program's complexity was vital for successful applications. One of the most important thing I've talked to Anita and I really liked about her was the transparent communication. I really appreciated working with Anita. Was like very easy communication. She was always available for chat. Her response were very prompt, and accessibility was instrumental in deciding or going through this process. Other than that, like I mean, in general, like I had a very good approach. Like she's very client-centered, centered, approachable person. She understands your needs. She knows exactly what your situation is and what exactly you're trying to do, and she makes you feel very comfortable where you can explain to her all your situation without feeling reluctant that okay, you might get a pushback from her. Rather, she'll basically give you an honest opinion, but at the same time, she'll give you a right advice on exactly how to approach that. When I started my EB5 journey, I realized that experience is the key. I sought out many attorneys and like talk to many attorneys, and I've decided to go with one who had the solid track record handling EB5 cases, and that's very crucial to have someone who knows the program ins and out because EB5 can be legally complex. The other is specialization. I focused on finding an attorney who specialized in immigration law, specifically in EB5. And this specialization ensured that, specifically in my case, and I have a depth of knowledge needed to guide me effectively through the program. Um, Obviously, you also want to go through your client reference and reviews. Make sure you always speak to past clients of the attorney.
So you basically, given that you were born in India, you thought, okay, I need to focus on a rural project. I'll get approved faster with priority processing, and I'll have access to the 20% set aside, which is important. And then within rural, the initial focus was real estate because that's what you're familiar with and you've invested in historically. So within that kind of lens, what else was important to you in terms of the project, and what about the Twin Lakes project, kind of and made you want to get more information about?
So EB5AN, from my research, I started looking at it. And it's for me, I found that it's a reputable and dependable EB5 regional center, and that's for several reasons. Firstly, I've spoken to you, Sam, and your team, and experienced the professionalism from word get-go. You guys have a deep understanding of the law, the immigration law, the real estate, and the financial. So ensuring that you can provide that comprehensive support to EB5 investors, that was a crucial information for me to start judging into my projects. One notable strength of EB5 was regional coverage. You had the EB5AN had the experience working in multiple states in the U.S. and wide geographical footprints offers investor a diverse range of project options. So that gave me an option to look at other projects, what you have done in past, and how successful that was. EB5AN typically offers diverse portfolio of those EB5 projects from various industry, not just locations. Like I said, real estate, hospitality, infrastructure, everything. And one of the best thing I found was EB5AN kind of highlighted all the attributes of every single project, how it is performing, what are the financials looking like, and all the information I found was all transparent, and that is one of the key reasons I've decided to stick with EB5AN while finalizing my projects. I've always noticed that EB5AN stand out because they conducted rigorous due diligence in the projects they are offering, and they provide those exact same details to their clients. The other thing was with the Twin Lakes, I was drawn to the builder Coulter. With Coulter, I choose to invest in the project by Coulter Builder for several reasons. They gave me, like just researching on them, they gave me confidence in safety and potential of my investment. First and foremost, Coulter's impressive track record in real estate industry played a very pivotal role in my decision. They have extensive experience as well as proven history of successfully completing their project, and that was highlighted as well on their website that they have a proven track record of completing every single project to 100%. Additionally, Coulter's commitment to quality of construction was evident. I before investing in this project, I've actually gone to the site and I visited the site project, and I've gone through pretty much every single model home they had out there to offer for this community, and I was surprised and blown away by the quality of work that was provided in all of those model homes. And I like I said, I've invested in real estate before, so I can hand in hand compare exactly what a good quality versus okay or average quality of work from a new builder looks like, because I've gone through those troubles and I can see that work. So definitely Coulter was one of the reasons. They're also financially stable, and that's another key factor. They're in a good position financially. That reassured me that they could effectively manage and complete the project without unexpected delays or issues. Now, project is called the Twin Lakes, and it's an active 55 plus community. So that's the other areas that I started researching into, the 55 plus active community. And I found out that growth and demand for 55 plus community in the US have been on the rise for several reasons. And they've continued to expand in coming years. In fact, job creation is one of the core requirements for EB-5 immigration investment program, right? Because you need to create 10 new jobs in order to obtain that US green card per the investor. So making sure that all those jobs were created through this projects were crucial. And from that perspective, this decision was made even easier when I went through the project description, the detailed outline that all those jobs were actually already created for this project, and that kind of gave me a relief that once my I-526 is approved, I know that I can be assured that I can file for my I-829 and be reassured that all those jobs are already created, my funds are legally sourced, and I have nothing to worry about in terms of getting my conditional green card removed.